Let me tell you something about the way people disappear. It's never like the movies. There's no scream in the night, no tire screech, no single moment where everyone turns and says, "That's when we knew." Most of the time, someone just walks away. And the world keeps spinning for a few hours, maybe a few days, before anyone realizes something has gone terribly wrong. This is a story about a young woman named Maura Murray. Some of you have heard the name before, but I'm not going to tell it the way the true crime podcasts tell it. I'm not going to give you theories. I'm going to tell you what actually happened, the way I've come to understand it after reading every police report, every family interview, every email from a stranger who never stopped looking. Because here's the truth. Maura Murray has been missing for nearly 2 decades. And the reason she hasn't been found yet might be simpler and sadder than anyone wants to admit. Buckle up, because this story starts on a cold February night in New Hampshire, and it ends, or rather, it doesn't end, in a patch of woods no bigger than a few city blocks. Maura Murray was 21 years old in February of 2004. She was a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was engaged to a man named Bill, who was about to graduate from West Point. She had an older sister, Kathleen, and a younger brother, Fred Jr., and a father named Fred who adored her more than anything in the world. If you met Maura, you would remember her. She was athletic, a cross-country runner. She had this big, easy laugh. She worked as a dorm security guard, which is funny when you think about it, because she would later become someone the whole country tried to find. She was the kind of daughter who called her dad every Sunday. The kind of friend who showed up with soup when you were sick. The kind of person you'd say, nothing bad will ever happen to her. But here's the thing about February in New England. The cold gets into your bones, the roads ice over, and a person can make a decision in 5 seconds that unravels everything. Let me set the scene for you. It's Monday, February 9, 2004. Maura has had a strange few days. The weekend before, she went to a party at her sister's house. There was drinking. There was a phone call late at night. No one knows exactly who she talked to or what was said, but after that call, Maura was different. Quiet, distant. On Sunday, she packed up her dorm room. She printed out directions to a place called the White Mountains. She looked up lodging in a small town in New Hampshire. She withdrew $280 from an ATM. She bought about $40 worth of alcohol, vodka, wine coolers, Baileys, and packed it in her black Saturn sedan. She emailed her professors. She said there was a death in the family. She would be gone for a week. There was no death in the family. That Monday afternoon, around 3:30 p.m., Maura left the University of Massachusetts campus. She told her friends she needed some time alone. She didn't say where she was going. They didn't ask. She got on the highway and drove north. About 4 hours later, around 7:00 p.m., Maura was on Route 112 in Woodsville, New Hampshire. This is not a busy road. It's a 2-lane highway that winds through dense forest past the Ammonoosuc River. In February, it's dark by 5:00. The temperature was below freezing. Maura came around a sharp curve. Later, investigators would say she was probably driving too fast. Maybe she hit black ice. Maybe she was distracted. Maybe she'd had something to drink. Remember, she had alcohol in the car. Whatever the reason, her Saturn slid off the road and hit a tree. The airbags deployed. The front end was crushed, but Maura was okay. She was moving, she was talking. A local school bus driver named Butch Atwood was driving home. He saw the crash. He pulled his bus over and walked back to the car. He asked Maura if she was hurt. He asked if she needed him to call for help. Here, where it gets strange. Maura told him no. She said she had already called AAA. She said she didn't need a police car. Butch later told police that Maura seemed shaken, but not drunk. She was standing outside her car, shivering in the cold. She asked him not to call anyone. Butch went home anyway. He lived just a few hundred feet from the crash site. From his house, he called 911. When the police arrived 7 minutes later, Maura Murray was gone. The car was locked. The airbags were still deflated. There was a broken wine glass on the passenger seat. A box of wine coolers had spilled, but Maura's wallet was missing. Her phone was missing. Her keys were missing. She had walked away from the crash, and she had walked into a forest so dark and so cold that the search dogs would later refuse to follow her scent past a certain point. The police searched that night. They searched with flashlights and dogs. They searched the next day with helicopters and snowmobiles. They searched for weeks, then months, then years. They found tire tracks in the snow leading away from the crash. They found a single set of footprints that went about 100 yards down the road, then turned into the woods. Then the footprints stopped. Not because Maura vanished into thin air, but because the snow melted. And after that, there was nothing. No body, no clothes, no phone, no wallet. Maura Murray had become a ghost. But here's the part that haunts me, and I want you to listen closely. The area where Maura disappeared is not Yellowstone. It's not the Alaskan wilderness. It's a few miles of road surrounded by state forest, yes, but there are houses, there are businesses, there's a highway not far away. In the days after she vanished, hundreds of volunteers walked those woods. They walked in grids. They walked with dogs. They walked with sticks poking into snowbanks. And they found nothing. For 17 years, that's how it stayed. Nothing. Now I need to tell you about a man named Fred Murray, Maura's father. Fred is not a detective. He's not a forensic expert. He's just a dad. And for 17 years, he did something that I think is both heroic and heartbreaking. He never stopped looking. He drove from his home in Connecticut to New Hampshire every single month for the first 2 years. He hired private investigators. He put up billboards. He went on every talk show that would have him. He begged the police to reopen the case. He begged the public to remember his daughter's face. And then, in 2021, something happened that nobody expected. A private company that specializes in underwater sonar, yes, underwater, offered to search a small area near the crash site. Not the woods, not the trails. A small pond called the Ammonoosuc River, right where it bends near Route 112. Fred Murray said yes. He had nothing left to lose. The team put a small remote-operated vehicle into the water, a camera on a wire. They let it drift under the surface. And they found a car. Not Maura's car. Her car had been towed away 17 years earlier. This was a different car, a dark sedan that had been sitting at the bottom of the river for decades. Inside that car, they found human remains. For 48 hours, the internet went crazy. Everyone thought it was Maura. Finally, after 17 years, she had been found. But the remains were not Maura Murray. They belonged to a man who had been missing since 1983, a man named John. His family got closure, but Fred Murray got nothing, just another false hope, another headline that promised answers and delivered only more questions. And here's the thing I want you to understand. Maura Murray is still out there, in those same woods, or in a shallow grave somewhere, or in a basement that no one has searched. Or, and this is the theory that keeps Fred Murray awake at night, she got into someone's car that night, someone who saw a young woman alone in the cold, someone who offered her a ride, someone who never let her out. We don't know. But what I know, what I am sure of, is that the only reason anyone still talks about Maura Murray is because strangers refuse to look away. A bus driver who called 911, a police officer who filed a report, a father who spent his retirement savings on private investigators, a sonar company that worked for free, 100,000 people on the internet who still, to this day, post theories and maps and weather reports from February 9, 2004. Here, what I've learned from telling stories like this. Gwen Brunell, the woman I told you about yesterday, was found because a stranger sat at a computer and scrolled through aerial photos. Maura Murray has not been found yet, but the reason we haven't given up on her is the same reason Gwen's family never gave up. We are wired to look for each other. I don't know if Maura walked into the woods and died of exposure. I don't know if she hitched a ride with the wrong person. I don't know if she started a new life somewhere. Although I will tell you, after reading everything, I don't believe that last one. She loved her family too much. But I do know this. Every time you share a missing persons flyer, every time you look twice at a woman walking alone on a cold night, every time you call the tip line instead of scrolling past, you become that stranger, the one who matters. Maura Murray was 21 years old. She was a nursing student. She loved her dad. She got lost in the snow. And she is still waiting to be found. If you know something, anything, about what happened on Route 112 on February 9, 2004, the New Hampshire State Police still have an open case. The number is on every missing persons website. Call them. Because sometimes, the only thing that brings someone home is a stranger who refuses to look away. Thank you for listening to her story.